Hi, hello. My name is Mircea. I am National Coordinator of IMPEL, Romania. Welcome, dear colleagues, distinguished authorities. Welcome to Bucharest at the Water and Land Conference event. So, Mr. Marco Falconi, thanks to him, we are meet here today, all of us. Unfortunately, he couldn't arrive it because of transfer delay to airport. I understood he's still in Ciui. Hope to come and to enjoy us soon. Mr. Marco Falconi is IMPEL Water and Land Expert Team Leader. He couldn't come at this moment, but I have the pleasure to give the word to Mr. Francesco Andreotti. Thank you, dear Francesco Andreotti, you have the floor.
Good morning, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Francesco Andreotti. I work for ISPRA, which is the Italian Institute for Environmental Protection and Research, and in the IMPEL network, I am a co-leader of the expert team Cross-Cutting and Approaches. And yes, as Maria said, unfortunately, Marco Falconi is not here this morning, so I will substitute him for the opening speech. But I will send you a message from him of welcome to this Water and Land Conference. Dear ministries, dear secretaries of states, dear all, IMPEL is honored to have this conference here in this magnificent palace, where is the Romanian parliament and democracy take place for Romanian citizens. So, first of all, thank you to all people that made it possible. I will quote the three, Cristina, Monica, and Maria, but I wish also to thank all the people that did also small things, as prepare the room, making of phone calls and asking for participation of relevant authorities. If this event will be successful, is your credit. I wish to thank all the Romanian institutions. We are honored to have you here for the initial welcome to IMPEL community. This is a welcome to environmental compliance and the way forward where economic development and environmental protection could stay together with clear rules for the well-being of future generations. I wish to thank all the speakers and water, land and land community. We have one planet, and it is our mission to leave it better than we found it. With our project and activities, we will try to create the conditions to preserve the planet and leave it to our children in a better situation than we found it. I wish to thank all the attendants from Romania and from more than 20 countries. We organized these 5 sessions, and I'm sure that you will come home knowing at least something new. Thank you very much, and enjoy the Water and Land Conference.
Thank you, dear Francesco, for nice words and to encourage us. So I have the pleasure now to give the word to one of my colleagues. She is IMPEL Water and Land Expert Team Deputy Leader, Ms. Monica Crișan. You have the floor.
Thank you. So I'll not introduce myself again. I'm also an inspector at National Environmental Guard of Romania. Distinguished expert, distinguished Romanian officials, I'm very honored to be part of organizing team of IMPEL Water and Land Conference. and to welcome you in such a large number of participants on site and online. I want to give special thanks to Cristina, who fully supported the whole organization, which is why we are at this beautiful and spectacular building. I also take this opportunity to thank Mr. General Commissar Andrei Corlan and Mr. Popescu from National Environmental Guard for supporting all IMPEL activities carried out in Romania and with Romanian experts. I hope that the topics that will be discussed today will raise your interest also in water and land projects, interest in IMPEL projects, so I welcome you to follow them. And thank you, and I wish you a successful meeting and a pleasant stay in Romania. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Monica. Now I introduce a partner of National Environmental Guard. It's Geological Institute of Romania. Ms. Cristina Popescu, you have the floor, please.
Good morning, everyone. Honored ministers, Secretary of States, councillors, and distinguished guests. As Maria just introduced me, my name is Cristina Popescu Boajă, and I'm head of Sustainable Development Department from the Geological Institute of Romania. And also, I'm a mission board member in a Soil Deal for Europe Horizon Europe mission. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you on behalf of the organizer at the IMPEL Water and Land International Conference. I would like to extend an especially warm welcome to our distinguished guests, many of whom have traveled far to be with us today. First, I want to express my gratitude to the IMPEL representative for choosing Romania as a host for this event. The aim of the conference is to establish the prerequisites for a proper implementation of environmental legislation in Romania, and, of course, for further actions that may lead to the identification of the hot topics not covered by the actual legislation. Of course, this couldn't be possible without networking, researches, and public authorities. Because, as you can see, we have the honor of being accompanied by several representatives of the ministries with attribution in the field of environmental protection. I will shorten as much as possible my speech in order to give them the floor. So therefore, I have the honor to invite the first Romanian official representative, Mrs. Deputy Cristina Burciu, the Vice President of the Commission for Economic Policy Reform and Privatization from the Chamber of Deputies, to speak, but of course not before expressing our gratitude to her and to Mr. President, the committee, Mr. Deputy Costel Neculai Dunava, for their kindness of hosting this event here in the Palace of Parliament, a sumptuous building full of history and somehow representative for Romania. Thank you. Mrs. Deputy.
Good morning. I am honored to welcome all of you at Water at Land International Conference 2023, an event that managed to bring together public authorities and researchers from 35 countries. The Commission for Economic Policy, Reform and Privatization, Chamber of Deputies, is glad to be involved in supporting this event where will be discussed topics that help Romania to achieve the milestones assumed by Romania's Sustainable Development Strategy related to water and soil conservation. Moreover, it's a pleasure to see that this hybrid event attracted so much interest of my colleagues, officials from the Chancellery of the Prime Minister, Ministry of Environment, Water and Forest, Ministry of Research, Innovation and Digitization, Ministry of Economy, Entrepreneurship and Tourism, Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development. I wish all the attendants a fruitful event. Thank you.
Thank you for nice words and support. Now I have the pleasure to introduce you the Minister of Environment, Water and Forest, Mr. Mircea Fechet. You have the floor, please.
Thank you. And good morning, everybody, dear colleagues, dear guests. It's a true honor to be here among those dedicated to the environmental protection and enforcement of European legislation and the training of environmental experts, all aimed at optimizing their vital work. So thank you for your commitment. International collaboration, both nationally and internationally, is a cornerstone in our collective fight against environmental crime. Environmental crime is relentless. It knows no rest. From illegal waste shipments to unauthorized through felling, illicit waste incineration, our environment faces myriad threats, and sadly, some has no qualms about breaking the law. In my recent years, Romania has made significant strides in combating environmental crime. Millions of tons of waste cross EU borders annually, with illegal traders exploiting loopholes. Organized crime groups have increasingly turned to waste-related crimes, leveraging legitimate business structure for their illicit operations. Romania has responded by adapting its legislation to create a more flexible, efficient and monitored waste transfer system. This includes limiting waste entry points, enhancing the use of waste traceability information system, and implementing robust measures against illegal tree cutting, exemplified by the SUMAL system. The involvement and information sharing of civil society are pivotal in our fight against environmental crime, and tools like forest inspector application have become essential for citizens to verify the legality of the timber shipments. Collaboration is not limited to national borders. European and international forums emphasize regional cooperation and efforts to combat cross-border environmental crime. Romania actively engages with European counterparts through various networks and channels. Now, I'd like to focus on waste management. The deposit return system will start on the 30th of November this year, and it's the most significant waste project in Romania in the last 30 years. This extensive program will play a crucial role in achieving our ambitious recycling and collection targets. The system will help eradicate the dumping of waste on our roads, in the fields, in the rivers and landfills, and furthermore, through the National Recovery and Resilience Plan, we are introducing voluntary collection centers, digitized ecological islands, and recycling factories to support responsible waste disposal. In the water sector, we have allocated approximately 1 billion euros through the National Recovery and Resilience Plan, and for the first time, European funds are available for communities smaller than 2,000 inhabitants, providing vital support for those not in the immediate vicinity of sewage treatment plants. So, in summary, our efforts in Romania align with the international endeavor to protect nature and combat environmental crime. Thank you and I wish you all the best luck in these crucial endeavors. All the best.
Thank you, Mr. Minister. Yes, it's true. Romania made already steps on the management of waste and environmental crime. Thank you very much to mention that. Now, the next speaker is State Counsellor, Chancellery of Prime Minister, Coordinator of Department of Sustainable Development. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. László Borbély. Please, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Minister, dear Secretary of States, representatives of different institutions, dear participants. It's a privilege for me and an honor to be here on the name of the Chancellery of the Prime Minister Office and on the name of the Department of Sustainable Development. We were established in 2017 near the Prime Minister's office, in the Prime Minister's office, and it was a crucial period for Romania to start with a new strategy for sustainable development in 2018 and to build an interinstitutional framework, which I have to tell you that it's working now. And it's very important, the policy coherence on the center of the government. And that's why it's important, this meeting, because we are talking about land, we are talking about water, but we are talking about partnership, professionalism, inspiration, of course, in sometimes we need more inspiration, we need imagination, and we need vision. We need more leadership. And that's why Romania, I have to tell you, in this field of implementation of sustainable development, which cover all the areas in our society, we are a region considered not by us, by UN, by UNICE and other international institutions like regional hub. Why? Because we have an action plan until 2030, and we are focusing on partnerships. We are like a catalyst between different institutions. And I am very glad that I see so many faces. I worked with them in my different capacities during my career, but basically it's very important because you are IMPEL. It's a very important organization of monitoring, of change impressions, of how we implement the European legislation, which is very difficult. But one of the key words is data. Without data, you cannot measure. Without data, it's more difficult to say we have a sustainable life or we have not a sustainable life. In this moment, I have to tell you that we finalized with the Institute of National Statistics. We have 99 indicators, primary. We have 293 all, and we have an analysis in 2020 and in 2022 in which stage we are. And we presented at the HLPF in July our second national voluntary report on sustainable development, in which the land, the water is present like different, SDGs, because we have 17 SDGs and 169 targets. Why it's important to have this kind of monitoring process? Because in this moment, just I tell you, and I will finish because I have just 5 minutes, as I understood. We have the circular economy strategy, and from September 2022, the 18th country from European Union, Romania, has this very important and integrative strategy on circular economy, which means a new approach, a new mentality. And we have the action plan passed by the government 2 weeks ago. So we need you. We need all the institutions. We have hubs in different institutions. We have 150 people, it's a new job in Romania, expert in sustainable development. We are the only country in European Union with this very important approach of sustainable development expert. So our hubs in different institutions are the first 150 which has they were trained by post-university course, and they are now experts. We will have 2,000 experts until 2026. We have the financial background for this. And we will have a center of excellence established next year by our recovery plan, which means more expertise, which means a one-stop shop, a platform, which will be a relationship between the central government, the local authorities, and different institutions. So I hope that we are prepared, Romania, and my department, our department, and the government, to have a coherent political framework regarding implementation of Agenda 2030, and all of you, you can be part on this, because we need a more healthy, a more, sustainable world. It depends on us, how we can do it. Let's do it. Thank you very much.
Thank you too. No time limit for such a nice words. Thank you, sir.
So I will continue, yes?
You can. Sure. If I may, I will introduce the next speaker. It's from Secretary of State, Ministry of Research, Innovation and Digitalization, an important institution at European level, not only in Romania, Mr. Tudor Prisecaru.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm very deep honored to be here at the opening event of your conference. Considering all the aspects that are involved here, and continue what Mr. Borbély has already said, the coherence of our activities and the missing of data. You see, we can see just in here, in this room, missing of data is foot by foot completed. You can see those small sensors which are measuring the radon activity in our room. It is coming from the ground, from the soil, and we do not have enough data in order to map all the country. And not only the country, but all the Europe. So this should be a very interesting task for everyone. And more than this, cooperating with the National Institute of Geology since years ago, a lot of research can be done concerning the surface earthquakes and deep ground earthquakes. We have a lot of instruments at this moment, and we can measure to get data and then to make a post-processing of them together with all other entities in order to make a coherent action in order to extract the conclusion. Passing from the earthquake to the water, missing of water. Last year it was a very big problem concerning the government, missing of water. Now we have to map also all the regions of the country, and not only, in order to find possible resources of water, especially considering the sustainable development, concerning the hydrogen use. Where is hydrogen should come, for example, from the water. Tons of hydrogens. Hydrogen will probably affect the quantity of water. Of course, we have to study how the water will be regenerated by combusting, by using the hydrogen. And going a little bit further, a lot of tasks around the Europe, and not only, are to be studied in order to conserve our environment, as Mr. Minister has said before. For example, probably a few people know that every spring between Danube and Rhine is a very big fight, deep, deep in the ground, in order to steal the water one from another. Up to now, only Danube has won. But what should happen if the Rhine will win? Let us study and make research together. So I want more events like this in order to promote our activity and to put it together. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We hope technology to be developed and to find solution in order to make hydrogen from other resources, not water. Thank you. So now we have an opportunity to make us to meet Romania from all of our sides, let's say even our language. The Romanian language, it's a Latin one in an area of Sloven words. And I have the pleasure to introduce Mr. Terente Ciui, Secretary of State, Ministry of Economy, Entrepreneurship and Tourism, which will speak to you in Romania. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Doamnelor, domnilor miniștri, domnilor secretari de stat, domnule președinte, stimați experți. În primul rând, mulțumesc celor trei organizatori, Garda Națională de Mediu, Institutul Italian pentru Protecția Mediului și Institutul Geologic al României pentru onoarea de a mă afla pe lista invitaților. La ediția anterioară, din 2022, am participat cu deosebit interes, iar lucrările conferinței au fost deosebit de utile. Azi salut participarea celor 120 de experți din 35 de țări, online, dar și în format fizic, în România, la București. Am certitudinea că reuniunea va facilita discuții privind implementarea practică a Pactului Verde European, Green Deal, a Pactului de Acțiune pentru Poluare Zero, a Directivei Cadru Apă, precum și propunerile legislative privind infracțiunile de mediu din Directiva privind răspunderea pentru mediu. Activitatea cercetătorilor români cu expertiză în remedierea siturilor contaminate în rețeaua IMPEL este un pas important, deoarece prin schimbul de informații, abilități și bune practici se pot elabora ghiduri, manuale tehnice care ajută autoritățile publice să implementeze legislația Uniunii Europene. În calitate de secretar de stat în Ministerul Economiei, Antrepreneurship și Turismului, vă asigur deschiderea și colaborarea mea în implementarea unor propuneri de proiecte de dezvoltare tehnologică cu soluții și servicii inovative pentru gestionarea responsabilă, sustenabilă și participativă a domeniului resurselor minerale neenergetice. Cred în misiunea comună prin care să ne asigurăm că punerea în aplicare și respectarea efectivă a legislației europene de mediu, prin promovarea colaborării profesionale, a schimbului de informații și de bune practici între autoritățile de reglementare în domeniul mediului. Ministerul Economiei, Antrepreneurship și Turismului deține în structura sa organizatorică Direcția de Resurse Minerale, cu rol clar definit de a sprijini realizarea cu maximă eficiență a obiectivelor Ministerului în domeniul resurselor minerale neenergetice, ale cercetării geologice și ale programelor și proiectelor de dezvoltare durabilă a zonelor industriale. Așadar, bazați-vă pe cooperarea mea, a noastră. Succes în cadrul lucrărilor conferinței. Thank you.
Thank you for encouraging us. So now we are going to an important area, it's agriculture area, and from Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, State Secretary Mr. Sorin Moise. You have the floor, please.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank you for the invitation and the opportunity to attend the IMPEL Water and Land International Conference 2023, along with colleagues from other ministries and also numerous representatives of the authorities with experience and expertise in the field. We all know the importance that protecting the environmental has, even more today that Romania is facing the desertification process, floods, and pollution, of course. Romania pays special attention to irrigation development and environmental protection through two major components. The National Program for the Rehabilitation of the Main Irrigation Infrastructure in Romania, and also the Strategic Plan for European Funds. Both programs obtained environmental approval before they started. The Ministry of Agriculture stands in solidarity with IMPEL's mission to ensure the effective implementation and enforcement of European environmental legislation by promoting professional collaboration, exchange of information, and best practices between environmental regulators. Agriculture Ministry also has a good collaboration with other line ministries and the research environmental collaboration with that we want to continue and develop through joint projects meant to help the environment. Of course, supporting the implementation of European Union actions. Thank you once again for the invitation, and I wish you to have a fruitful conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, I am honored to introduce you the President of the National Environmental Guard, Mr. Andrei Corlan.
Thank you very much. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to welcome you to the opening ceremony of the 5th Water and Land IMPEL Conference. Let me first thank IMPEL Chair Ana Garcia and IMPEL Water and Land Expert Team Leader Marco Faloni for choosing our country to host this event with the participation of over 120 experts from over 35 countries. This event is focused on the practical implementation of the Zero Pollution Action Plan, the Green Deal, Water Framework Directive, a regulation on minimum requirements for water reuse, Circular Economy Action Plan, Soil Contamination and Soil Monitoring Directive, and as an opportunity to provide an update on IMPEL projects that are running in 2022 and 2024. This Water and Land Conference intends to explore the mentioned points, possible links, experiences, and case studies to a further and deeper comprehension of the directions and solutions that can be achieved. Since 2006, the National Environmental Guard has been part of the IMPEL family, with experts involved in the five thematic areas, working together with experts from 37 countries, including all EU member states, North Macedonia, Serbia, Turkey, Iceland, Kosovo, Albania, Switzerland, and Norway. National Guard commissioners are involved in training, exchange visits, and working group meetings, contributing to the final results and deliverables of IMPEL projects. I cannot close my allocation before I would express my gratitude for the general acknowledgement of Romania's successful steps towards implementing the environmental protection law. It has been a long journey since our accessing the European Union and the Treaty for Adhesion in 2005, and our combined efforts have shown results, and I can strongly state that our goals seem a lot more reachable nowadays, along with the national rehabilitation and retaliation plan. I would like to thank you all for traveling so far to join us today, and I wish a warm welcome to our guests in Romania. Thank you.
Thank you too, sir, for mentioning that the exchange experience is important in our activities and in enforcement much more. Thank you. So now I give the floor to Ms. Anca Isac, General Director of the Geological Institute of Romania. She's online.
Ladies and gentlemen, please receive the warm greetings of Geological Institute of Romania, which I'm representing today at a meeting abroad, reason for which I'm not physically with you. Research, innovation, development have an important transnational dimension, transferable from one member state to another, with major implications for the future of each country. The activity of Romanian researchers with expertise in the remediation of contaminated sites in the frame of IMPEL network is an important step because through the exchange of information, skills and good practices, guides, technical manuals can be developed that help public authorities to implement EU legislation. I'm certain that the event entitled Water and Land International Conference, IMPEL, organized these days in Bucharest, Romania, by the European Union Network for Implementation and Enforcement of Environmental Law, the National Environmental Guard, the Italian Institute for Environmental Protection, together with the Geological Institute of Romania, will facilitate the discussions regarding the practical implementation of the European Green Deal, the Zero Pollution Action Plan, the Water Framework Directive, as well as the legislative proposals regarding environmental crimes from the Environmental Liability Directive. I greet and thank you for the presence of all Romanian officials who today give an important signal of support for Romanian science and research. I congratulate my colleagues from IGR Bucharest involved in organizing the event, and I urge all expert participants from over 35 countries to encourage cooperation between research teams from various sectors, which is vital for achievements in the scientific field. I assure you of my high appreciation and total openness of the Geological Institute of Romania, research institute in the field of geology, geophysics, geochemistry, and teledetection, for future collaborations crowned with scientific success. Thank you and have a great meeting.